Hi everyone, it's Darla Lucian from Darla Lucian Studios. I am here today to do a journal with me. We're actually into December, so we're doing a December daily. And if you have seen some of my other videos, you've seen that I made 13, my baker's dozen of these journals. And I've kept the first one for myself, and I will show you how I'm using it through the holidays this year. And there are 12 others that are in my store, Etsy store, that are available. And you can see the link. I'm going to put the link at the bottom there so you'll be able to check it out. But before we get going first, I'm definitely going to ask you to like my video. That's always so helpful to know what you guys like to see. Certainly, if you are liking the content that you're getting, please subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notified next time I have a video up. I am hoping to kind of be more consistent through December. Now, I don't know if I can make huge promises, but you know, with us being in full swing with homeschooling, I'm finding it more difficult to be consistent with my videoing. Please comment. It helps me so much to know what it is that you like, what it is that you're looking for, and I mean, I just love connecting with you. So, you know, even if you want to say, hey, I'm also crafting, I would love to hear that. And please share if you think you know somebody else who would love to be part of this journey with us. Okay, let me put that to the side. So, like I said, I have some other journals like this in my Etsy store, but this is the one that I have, and you guys haven't really seen it yet. And so I just kind of wanted to show you. It has an embossed front on this card, and I just tore it around the edges because I liked that look. And then I put a little bit of this wired ribbon here. And then this is a vintage velvet ribbon, which apparently collects all kinds of little bits and scraps of my threads from all my crafting. And then this is the cover that was down first, and then I've collaged on top of it. But isn't that pretty? And I don't know if you can tell, but it's all outlined in like kind of a gold gilded? How do you say it? We're not guilty about this, but it's covered in gold. And so you can see just a little bit shows through here. And then on the inside, I have lined it with this red, which also has gold on it. So we're going to be, I just don't want to lose these guys. We're going to be working on, so this is a December daily. So December dailies, for those who don't know, is keeping track of what you did each day through December, as kind of, because in years that we don't have COVID, potentially there's more things to track. Because this is the first year that I'm doing a December daily journal, this whole journal is only just going to be December 2020. I am going to include our Christmas traditions and have some explanations and stuff for them. So I've already kind of picked a few different things that I thought I might try out, and I'm going to do kind of the introductory kind of cover page, and then I'm going to do day 1 and day 2 today. And so one of our traditions is that my mother has made my family an advent calendar, and the kids get to turn over each day, and at the end there's this beautiful scene. And it's all embroidered felt on felt, and there's like beads and trims, and anybody who's super crafty could appreciate the hours and hours of work. So this is our day 1. This is just like a picture printed on copy paper. And day 2. I may bring the calendar in to show on day 25 what it looks like, the whole thing. It looks so beautiful. Anyway, so as I go through, I'm going to actually use those as some of my decorations on the pages that they go with. All right, so my first thought was that I want a pocket right here on the front page, and I thought this would make a really cute pocket. What do you think? I think this is pretty cute. I love these little mittens. It says peace, joy, and hope. And then they're stuffed with pine cones, and not sure why we'd want pine cones in our mittens, but they look cute. Bells and buttons, candy canes. I think that's like ribbon candy maybe. And there's even a little present tucked in there. Anyway, so what I was thinking is I would glue this down, and then I might use this one. This was like another card as a tag, so we can make it into like a tag or a journaling card. Maybe more like a journaling card, I guess, because I'm not going to be cutting it into a tag shape at all, because I don't want to cut that through that. And isn't that pretty? Alright, so that can go off to the side there. So what are we going to do with this? Well, first thing I know I want to do is I want to cut a thumb hole, so I'm just going to grab my scissors. Oh, I got my ruler out of the way here. I had already drawn it on here. Now let's see how steady I can be in front of the camera. I guess no judging, hey? Oh, I'm always so awful at cutting a curving line. Alright, that's the best it's going to be. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks alright. So I want it to be obvious that this is something that pulls out. I might even tuck a little extra something in there because, you know, there's room. Alright, so then my thought is, okay, do I want to just glue it on or do I want to make it a gusseted pocket? So I've got lots of scraps, tons of scraps. I could make a gusseted pocket if I wanted to. But you know what? I don't think I will on this. I think I'll just, I'm going to use tacky glue on this because of the fabric. You know, glue stick isn't going to work for this. So I'm just going to put glue down the 3 sides to make the pocket. There we go, just a nice bead of glue. I always store my tacky glue upside down because I have 0 patience for waiting for it to come to the end. Alright. Okay, how are we going to put this on here? Right here? I want it up a little on here. Okay. Alright, so I'm putting this down. Oh, and then I had this thought. I collected all my scraps from making all the journals, so all the little bits of fabrics. And then I also did the same thing with all the bits and pieces of the papers. And so I'm hoping that that will give me the bits and pieces I need to make tags and things to decorate in here. Because it's lots. Anyway, I came across some of these little bits of ribbon and I think that I can use some of this. I was thinking like that. This is a satin ribbon, which is really pretty. And then this is, I don't know what this is. It almost feels like nylon, honestly. But I was thinking that on top. Doesn't that look pretty? I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, so now I just have to make sure that I have the right, where's my fabric scissors? My family know to leave these ones alone. On pain of pain. Real pain. Okay, let's see. Did I actually measure this okay? Is it going to go down right? Yeah, that's going to be perfect there. Okay, I'm going to put that on. And then I will do the next layer. Yeah, this time of year is so full of traditions and special occasions and celebrations, and it seems so quiet this year, you know, but I'm trying to appreciate that it's different. You know, there is things to appreciate in every kind of change, right? And one of the things that I am trying to sit in and enjoy is the fact that it is just not as stressful because of the rushing for everything. I mean, I love all the activity, but getting to all the activities sometimes with the whole family and everybody in their right mind can be a tricky thing. And so maybe that's one of the gifts this year that we can be, at least for me, that I can be thankful for, because I don't like, you know, the crazy making that sometimes happens to me. Alright, now for this one's going to be harder. You know what? I don't think I'm going to cut it at all. I'll just let it hang over a little. I don't mind that. To try to cut off a millimeter off this ribbon, I think I'll do more harm than good. So let's. I should just let that stick a little, a minute longer, maybe. Okay, okay. I hear you. I'll put away my scissors. That'll give me something to do. Okay, so then over here, what was I doing over here? Oh, yes. Okay. So you see, I kind of did prepare ahead a little bit. I've cut out all my numbers. I used a die cut machine, and so sometimes I've used the negative, and sometimes I've chosen to use the inside part. And so for this, I was going to do like something like that, or maybe right in the center. I don't know. Or maybe, I did pull this out just before I started filming because I was like, oh, or that. Or that. That's too same with that, like half and half. I don't like that. Okay, change of plan. So maybe something bigger behind it, but I do know I want to put these numbers on. And again, these are going to need tacky glue. So, let us, where is my paper? I was going to use there, my glue-in paper. Oops. These are the things I have to turn upside down. So these ones are quite stiff because the scrapbook paper that I used for this is got this glitter stuff on it, so it was kind of cardstock scrapbook paper, which is super nice for, you know, because they've got such thin parts for the integrity of the letters. It does help. And again, I'm using tacky glue because it's just this other shiny paper, and I'd be very concerned that it wouldn't adhere over time, especially because it's on this outside one, which is kind of more curved, so it's gonna just feel more stress, I think. Ugh, now I'm sticky. Alright. I don't know how other people do this, but I'm gonna work from the outside in. So I'm going to put my other two on, and then I'm going to do my zeros so I have an idea where they should go. I have done things where you start on one side and work over to the other side, and then that's when you see that it's lopsided, but too late. I do not want to do that on this. Not on the very first page that I see. I think that would drive me absolutely insane. I screwed that up. Alright. Mind if they're not completely, you know, square, but I don't want them to be evenly spaced. I want to be able to us to be able to read what it's saying, in other words. So my first couple of days haven't been terribly eventful, so I think, unfortunately, my life is a little boring, probably like a lot of you right now, where it's just kind of a lot of the same thing every day. I don't know, do we say that? It's the same thing today, just like yesterday. But, I mean, there's always something different. And, you know, like I said, we're homeschooling. And so one of the things that's different is just the subjects that we're, you know, as we're moving through and learning. Oh. We have this really great history curriculum that we're using, and it is so fascinating. I mean, I'm sure I've learned about, I know I've learned about these main historical figures, but the information is just presented in kind of like a story format more. And boy, is that ever easier for learning, because I remember having to do timelines and like, history is learning about people. You would think, how boring could that be? But it seems like, you know, at least when I was going to school, they can make it pretty boring. But this curriculum is really good. And, like, just to prove how good it is, because my kids are not nerdy kids like I was when I was little. I like to read everything, but my kids like to move into whatever. But when we first read the first chapter, I was like, it was an introductory chapter, and then I thought, okay, and we'll read one more so that they can kind of see what it's like. And we ended up reading 4 chapters that day because they kept begging for another chapter because they were enjoying it so much. And I mean, that's what you want. You want kids that are excited about learning. Okay, well, I like how that turned out. Now I think what I want to do is just let this harden, dry, before I attach it. Besides, I have an idea that I want to do something behind it. But that does look quite nice, doesn't it? Alright, so where am I going to put this so we don't lose it? How about right? Oh, here. Okay. All right, are we ready for the next layer here? Oh, I put my glue away. How silly was that? All right, now we're going to put a bead down the center here. Must be getting closer to the end, as my glue doesn't necessarily want to come out so good. I mean, like I say, I keep it upside down all the time. That is my thing, so that it doesn't make me wait all the time. All right, so I'm going to leave this point as the end that's kind of coming off. All right, now I am going to just, all right. So I'm going to tell you the rules. You know how it is when you have kids, that you have to make up rules for things because otherwise you will go insane. You know, like, who gets to push the elevator button? He did it last time. Now he's doing it this time. My kids are a little older than that, but you know what? When it comes to this advent calendar, oh my goodness, turn taking is very, very important. Even though my daughter's 11 and my son is 14, I'll tell you what, turn taking is a really big deal. I'm going to clamp this because this is sticking to my fingers almost as much as the I thought two would do it. Okay. Where is another one? My big ones don't fit in my, this needs kind of a medium one. No, I need bigger than that. This one will do. These are the ones I use to clamp my journals when I'm gluing them together. Probably should get some more. I feel like I don't have quite enough. Alright, so those guys are just gonna, I just flip them down so they're not gonna stay in my way. Okay, so the rule. The rule is, because my son is 14 and my daughter's 11, you see how one is an odd and one is an even? So I don't have to think about it. The rule is, whoever's birthday year, they're the odd person, they turn the odd days over. So my daughter is 11, so she got to turn over the cow for number 1. And she'll get the extra one because the 25th is, you know, like, it goes up to the 25th. And then my son gets to turn over the even ones, of which some of the even ones I think maybe are a little prettier. But that said, they're all pretty great. And that way I don't even have to think about it. That's the rule. The rule is, if you're odd, you get the odds. If you're even, you get the evens, because I was having such a hard time remembering. And it's funny how the kids are perfectly capable of enforcing that rule, so I don't have to even think about it anymore. But that's one of our Christmas traditions, and that is one of the first decorations that goes up. So my son's birthday is in the middle of November, and we're trying to be really sensitive to the fact that his birthday is close to the holiday season. And hang on, let me grab some water. And we don't want him to feel like, you know, his birthday is so overshadowed by Christmas, although it can be. And so we don't decorate till after his birthday. But it was pretty soon after his birthday. We cleaned the house from top to bottom, right to the corners. My daughter was moving couches out and vacuuming behind there without even being asked. I thought, oh my goodness, she's really going the extra mile. And no, doesn't I feel like I need green under again? Huh. Well, or maybe I should just grab some green. Is there any green around? There's this green. Not quite as bright. There's this very pretty paper. Anyway, so all that to say, November 17th, I think it was November 17th, our tree went up. 17th or 18th. And the calendar goes up the same day, basically, as the Christmas tree, because whatever, you know, it comes out of the, oh no, I don't like that too much white next to. No, I don't like that. Okay. Maybe I should have thought of this a little bit more. I just had this idea of making this, and that was all. Well, maybe we'll come back to it later then. Okay, but I do know that for this one, I wanted to round the corners on it. And so, I think I'm going to use this card to talk about our tradition around the calendar, because it's, you know, kind of the day before or whatever. It's before the calendar gets started, and explain why we have the calendar. And then I'm going to explain on day one a little bit of what 2020 has been like, which, as you can imagine, will take some space. I don't know about you, if you guys have been getting Christmas cards in the mail or e-cards or whatever, but if I get another one that says, well, 2020 has been a bit different, or it sure hasn't been a regular year, I think I might lose my mind. You know, that one. I think that's probably good just like that. And then I was thinking I wanted to put another little taggy in the front, and I have some that I made right here. I wonder if this guy would work. There's a little journaling space on him too. Oh dear, let's not get that wrecked. A little trickier to shove things in when I've got the clamps on. Okay. Oh, see? Yeah, I like that. Alright, so that worked. I like his little nose poking out. That's fun. Okay. I can't believe I can't think of what I want to do here, but I am not going to do it until I know I'm going to be happy with it. So this one can continue drying, I guess. And let's work on the first page. So this is what I was thinking. I have this really pretty Christmas card in my stash. And I was thinking, because like, look at, it's a trifold. And I don't know if you can see it, but all the snow and the trees and everything, they're all glittery. Which, of course, if you know anything about me, you know the more glitter the better, especially for Christmas. So what I was thinking of doing was I was thinking of gluing this side down on here to give this page just a little bit more support, so that this, you know, this front page would get some more support. Plus, you know, it would cover up some of that stitching, potentially. And then look at how much writing space there would be here still, you know, but you'd still be able to see the card. And I was thinking of maybe that kind of in the corner. Oops, oh, not like that. I was thinking of that in the corner and making a pull tab out of this. So I think first things first, I'm going to put the pull tab on, because I don't need much for that. Like that, maybe. Oh, I need to what am I doing? That one is just not sharp enough for the fabric stuff. Alright, now I can go my little snippets basket over there. Now I was going to staple this on, literally just a staple, because I'm putting this other number 1 right there. So this tab here is to show me that it's a pull-out, to remind myself when I go back to look at it later. Alrighty, as straight as we can. I don't want to go too far in, if you know what I mean. Oh, shoot. Should I glue this down first, then staple it? There. I'm happy enough with that. That looks cute. I mean, it's just a polka dot, but I like the green color. I feel like it does say Christmas enough. So then it'll be like that, and then once it's glued down, this will work easier, but then you just pull it either way. Alright, so let us do that. Let's glue this down. Alright, so I'm going to put the whole card down. I'm not going to bother about making a pocket. You know, I usually make pockets out of anything I can make a pocket out of. But I don't want to like I think it's going to cover the page so much I don't want to have things that are hanging too far over that are just going to, like laces and things can take a little bit of, you know, squishing and whatever, but tags and other papers can get really ratty. So that's not what we're going for this time. Alrighty. I don't know if you noticed, but I use paper clips a lot to plan things. I like being able to move things around if I change my mind about something. And I kind of planned, because I did all the numbers all at once, because I wanted to know, oops, I wanted to know what color page the number would land on, so I kind of knew what color to cut out. And then I could also plan kind of how many pages I can have for each day, or if I, you know, decide I want to do a little bit more chat on a day, then I can always do a tip-in or something. I actually do have a tip-in planned for later on, because I pulled some stuff out of another book that I wanted to use in here, and so it was a sticker manger scene thing, and I thought it was so great. So this is just a scrap from a card that I put through my die cut machine. So where does this go? I want to cover up the bunnies. One. Should have maybe figured this one out first. Alright, I guess I'm going to just put them here. Ah! Sticky! Oh my goodness. Whoever knew glue was sticky, especially tacky glue. Okay. Yeah, because I didn't realize that was a little bunny there. When I went to stick down over on top of this, then now it's not quite what I want. Okay, so I'm going to do, I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me do the writing that I'm going to do. But, so in here is where I'm going to talk about 2020. But I do want to put my cow in here somewhere. And I want him to not just be like, here's the cow. I want there to be something kind of special around him. So let's see, what are we going to do? A little piece of paper behind him maybe? Or what was that? This stuff. Okay, what if we double band together? Well, not cream. Obviously not the cream. What was I thinking? Let's see. Oh, here's a piece of white. A little scrap. Kind of white cream. I like that better. Yeah, like that. Actually, I don't mind that. I can do this and leave this part as just like the journaling about the cow. How big is that? To there? Where's my pencil? To there. Brand new pencil. That's not as helpful. Okay, I'll use my charcoal pencil. That'll be okay. Alright. Where's my slicer and dicer? Here we go. Space do we need for this to look good? About like so. Let's see again. No, a little more. I think that'll do. I don't want to take too much space away from explaining about 2020 either, because I feel like I probably have a bit to say, if you know what I mean. Alright, so and then I can cover the staple this way, which makes me happy. I generally don't like staples uncovered in my journals because I don't want people catching their clothing or their skin. Day 1, the cow. Yeah, that looks great. Okay. Alright, so I am just, because it's paper on paper, with the exception of there, I might put a little bit of this there. We're going to stick to you no matter what. Hey, we're going to stick like glue right on you. Okay, so I'm going to use a little tacky glue there, but the rest I'm going to do just glue stick. Should work just fine. Nothing special, just your everyday plain old glue stick. Alright, so let's start from the top and work down, I think. I figured page 1 would come together pretty quick. Because like I said, not too much happened. I want to put, we watched the movie Scrooge. I wonder if I have that little, I had printed out some movies as well. Do I have it in here? We have watched some Christmas movies, so yeah, there it is. So I want to put that on and talk about that too, because that was, you know, the Christmas movie watching is one of the fun things that we've always done together. We're a big movie family. We like watching all kinds of movies. I don't know if you have must-see movies, but my daughter and I are very much fans of the Hallmark Christmas movies. But the boys will not watch those ones with us. So we have to kind of find our own time for that. Alright. I don't know if that's perfectly square, but it's good enough to me. Alright, how sticky is this? Not too bad yet. Okay. Alright. Help to have it the right direction, Darla. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so there. Alright, so then maybe over here to kind of balance, I feel like. And this guy needs something behind him too. I feel like the plaid doesn't show enough. What's some of this kind of red stuff? Oh, that's better. Alright, let's get a little bit of that happening. Out there, give or take. Oh, I think it just shifted a little. Alright, I'm going to get that guy out of there because that is not helping. Ugh. I think my blade is getting a little weak. I used it when I was making all those journals, and it gets very dull very quickly when you're cutting cardboard. Alright, we're going to do the top down again. Top layer, and then the next layer, and so on. I don't know if you have a favorite Christmas movie. I don't think I really do. I mean, we have ones that we watch every year, but we watch a ton every year. And, I mean, there's always tons of Christmas movies that are coming out. And then there's kind of like your old favorites. We watched Jingle all the way with Arnold Schwarzenegger, which was pretty funny. I don't think I've seen that one in years. Anyway, that was a fun night. All the kids like that, and of course my husband is an Arnie fan. Not many people's husbands aren't Arnie fans, but you know, I like him too. I've liked him in things that other people haven't even liked him in. I don't know. Maybe I don't have discerning taste, or maybe I just like him because I find him funny. All right. Well, that looks really pretty, and I'm very happy with how that turned out. And then that comes like that. All right, let's see how we're doing on this front part here, because these little clips are driving me a bit crazy. It's kind of hard to work on top of them. Alrighty. Are you going to stay? You're going to be good? Tell me you'll be good. Oops. Ow. Why do they always land right on the cuticle? Okay, yeah, that's going to be great. Perfect. So this page is still bugging me that I don't know what I'm doing there. I thought we'd be done to here, and now, so number 2. So in number 2, we did have an adventure on this day. My daughter was due for her shots. She's in grade 6. And so, unfortunately for her, that was on the 2nd. That's what we did. So this is her aftercare stuff, so I thought I'd just tuck that in a pocket here. But I'll write about what we did on this side, and I'm going to put the number 2 on here, but maybe with something. So, but first I'm going to glue this down, and then I think I'm going to staple a couple places, because I think this is, like, it's quite thick. I think it will pop up otherwise. So I got to figure out something on the other side if I'm going to do staples, aren't I? Because you know me and staples, they have to be covered. Maybe I'll put washi tape on it. That will actually help the edges, because this is coffee dyed. I don't know if you can hear how lovely and crinkly it is. Not everybody gets the aesthetic of crumply coffee dyed paper, but I absolutely love it. So this is like from an old somebody's notebook, I guess. And so there has some writing on it, but I don't care because I'm putting pocket down, right? And I just tore it out, and so I even just left the edges scraggly. I don't know. Where's that word coming from? But I think I'm going to staple it right now. I think that it kind of has an interesting aesthetic that way. All right, what are we going to do? One up here, one in the middle. It's still kind of in line. One at the bottom. And then 2 down here. Okay, and I'm hoping that that'll stay in the spine. If it doesn't, I'll have to come up with a different plan, I guess. All right. So this side, what are we going to do here? See? Yeah, look at all those staples. You know, that would just, I mean, writing on here, this would drive me crazy. So what are we going to cover this with? I said washi maybe. And I do have some pretty washi tape. Let's see what we got. I don't have anything specifically Christmas, but I have that really sparkly silvery one, but that's just going to show the bumps a lot. I have this one that's glitter. Now, where did it go? Of course, it's at the bottom. There. Doesn't that scream holiday? Oh, I think so. All right. So, I think I'm going to literally go right down the side. And then pull it over and cut it from this side. And again, because we've got, it's kind of uneven, not too worried about cutting this other paper. If we did, it wouldn't be the end of the world. So doesn't that look pretty? And then the bottom. Should do more of the same? Why not, hey? So let's do it this way. Just snip this square again. Okay. should have maybe just measured it. And the good news about tape is, just like when you're gluing something down and it tears, it don't matter because you just do it again. Do it again. Alright. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not really inking anything in here. I don't know. Christmas doesn't lend itself to inking to me. It's all usually pretty vibrant colors, although this one is, you know, not as vibrant. Okay, so then we're going to put this 2 on. Oh, and we need to get our camel on. Oh. Right. Alright, so the 2 and the camel are going to go here, I think. And then we'll have to explain more about Rachel's day here, I think. Alright, so how are we going to do this? I could even use that as a mat for the camel. And for the 2 on it. Actually, the 2 would fit right on there. Yikes. Okay, that's not going to stay real good. I want red under this one, I think. What can you do for me, people? Where's red? This one's kind of nice. Yep. I like that. But I think we're going to double mat this one too. Oh, how about this green? Look at this green. Ooh. Maybe that's what would do it for me on the front page. Because I really like this green. Okay. But this green matches this guy here, which is... What if I did the tiniest... right here. Waste not, want not, as they say. And then onto here. Okay. Let us do that. Okay, so where do I need to cut that? About there. Uh-oh! Look who's coming for a visit. My hole punch. I sure don't need him right now. Let's put him over there. Okay. This is what happens when you just kind of jam your crafting supplies into the cubbies. All of a sudden it starts to self-eject. Okay, I don't need it to be way over there, but I definitely need it closer here. Like so, let's say. Oh no. I better turn this guy around. That's pretty dull on that side. Nice cutting job it did, hey? Definitely time to find where I put my replacement blade. Where did I put my replacement blade? My mind is starting to tick on that one. Okay. Ah, there you go. Oh, and it's the same as this is. So that's, look at how coordinated we're being without even trying. Okay. And then can we get it on here? Or should we just offset it a little? Well, maybe we don't need the red. Maybe that's too much. That's okay. I don't mind that. I actually like that better. Alright. Let's do this top-down thing. Maybe I'll do the red behind the number. And so I wouldn't get everything mixed up, I put numbers on the back. I don't know if you've noticed. This is number 2. Oh, what am I using this for? I need this for when I try to glue it onto this part, but this can be, we're just gluing paper to paper here. This can be the cheaper glue until I make a complete disaster of it, and then we'll have a whole different issue. Alright. How are we doing? Are we lined up enough? Sure. Alright, here we go. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, that looks good there. You just have to stay, you know? Alright, so if I put him over here, He looks pretty lonely without something behind him, doesn't he? Where was that red? Maybe the red's the thing. Put a little bit behind him. Does that look better? I'm getting all fancy. Look at me. Yeah, I like that. Okay. We'll see if this works. If the number comes off, as we do subsequent pages, I will just be tacky gluing this down. But I think this should be fine. Two on our little gemstone shape. I don't know what else you'd call it. And we'll just save some of those other snips for another time. All right, so here's where I'm going to write about turning this over, and then here, this is going to tuck in here, and then on the other side of the doily, I'm going to write about Rachel's adventures, and if we're really, really sick of it, we can always cover it over with a doily. Okay, but that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed crafting along with me. I hope you were crafting along with me, but definitely, you know, if you could do the like, subscribe, comment, and share. What kinds of things do you do to keep your memories through for the holidays? Do you have a journal that you use? Do you do daily journaling? Are you one of those kind of people? Or are you a person that just kind of journals when you got something to say? There's all different kinds of journalers. Anyway, thank you so much for crafting along with me, and we'll just catch you in the next video.